Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. It's Migraine Strategy Call Day. Just double checking, giving everybody a chance here to pop on, double checking and making sure that we are live in the right group. Give me 2 seconds here so that I can pull this up on my phone. Perfect. We are good to go. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Debbie Waidl. I am a certified migraine health coach specialist here to help you be able to find some relief from your migraines without having to use medications that are actually causing more migraines, without having to use Botox, which are actually keeping you in this migraine cycle, and without doing all these quick fixes that we know don't last, right? They just don't last. We try the rosemary, we try the what was the last one I heard? Cream of tartar. We try all these things and they just don't last. So we are here to actually teach you what the root cause of your migraines is so that you can actually get to that root cause, work on reducing the severity, duration, and frequency of your migraines while your body heals, and get to migraine freedom. So I am super excited to be here today, and I'm excited to have Cindy and one of her fur friends with her today. So Cindy, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So let me just tell you a little bit about Cindy before we get started. And thanks everybody for popping on. I see Lynn is on. I see Nicole is on, Valentina and Brenda. So welcome, ladies. Thanks for being here today. So Cindy was a VP project manager in the JP Morgan Private Bank before her, I want to say, bad time with migraines, and ended up having to go on disability while she's working on finding her migraine freedom and finding her health. She has 3 natural born children, which you're kind of like me, Cindy. Your kids are, they're in that 20s. We don't have babies anymore. You have a boy who's 22 and twins, a boy and a girl in their 20s. And this part just kills me. You have stepchildren that are also twins and also a boy and a girl. I mean, what are the odds of that?
Yep.
That is amazing. I love it.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's got to keep her a very full and busy household. That's wonderful though. So Cindy is happily married. And over her time with dealing with migraines and autoimmunity has found tremendous growth, in making her marriage what it is today. Because let's face it, folks, migraines and autoimmunity put a strain on any relationship, whether that be marriage, friendship, siblings, children. It puts such a strain on there. So we're thrilled to have been a part of helping Cindy get one step closer to her freedom. And as you can see, Cindy loves animals. Her hobby is dog rescue and travel when possible. So thank you again for being here and taking the time to share your story with all of us.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel really honored, and I'm so glad I found the program.
Amazing. Well, let's start with that. Let's start at the very beginning. So how about giving us a quick overview of what you've dealt with migraines in your life? When did you start and how were they over the years?
Sure. Well, I mean, like many of you probably on the call, they started very young. I was around 14 is when I remember them. And, it was up and down through the years, but it didn't get to the really crucial, hospital type phase until I was in my 40s. And that became an absolute tragedy, because that's when you're at the height of your career, and, your kids are going to college and they really desperately need you. You're running, and I've got all these dogs and I'm volunteering with the dogs, but I can't even stand up straight, and I know we all know that feeling and how tragic that can be. But so I was in and out of the hospital, in and out of work. It became just a very sad time for me and for my family and anyone that knew me, which I'm sure most of you can relate. And it was, I was feeling like over the years I had tried everything, and the diets, the pills, the Botox, the infusions, the exercises, I mean, if I had migraine on it, I had it or done it, and nothing ever made a noticeable difference. So what ended up is just more frustration for me.
Yeah.
Going in and out of work with the position that I have is an impossible option. You can't, you're working these massive global multi-million dollar projects, and you're the only one. The information's in your head, and you can't. So I was losing my everything I'd worked for, losing time with my friends, losing time with my family. So it was debilitating, depressing, not to mention all the pain that we go through. That's just like the icing on the top of the cake, right?
Absolutely. And I just love that you said that. I want everyone to think about that. You know, the pain, as bad as it is, that's just one tiny portion of everything, right? It's everything you lose. And you just listed so many things that you lost due to that pain, you know, your job, time with your family, you know, that's the true problem, in my opinion. You know, that's the thing that I regret the most. Yeah, the pain was horrible, but missing all those things had to be quite a struggle.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, not that I'm suicidal, but you would just not want to wake up the night. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I go to bed and be laying there and I'm like, okay, if I don't wake up tomorrow, that's grand. You know?
Well, because what do you
But
have what do you have to look forward to? The next migraine, right?
exactly, exactly. And our you know, it's a daily cycle for me. It's not like 4 times a month, you know, 15
Mhm.
days a daily thing. And so for me, it's a lot about the fluctuation, about the height of the pain, the severity. That it wasn't an if, like I had a, you know, when, you know, was it starting at 8 in the morning, 10 in the morning, noon,
Yep.
or and how high was it going to be, a 10 or an 11 or 100, you know, on the pain scale. So
Exactly. You and I were exactly the same. Every single day I had some level of pain. And for those of you who are watching, whether you have migraines one day a month or you have some level of pain every single day, just so you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in how you find your migraine freedom. It's still the same process. It's still the same root cause that we're looking at. It's just each person has a different level of inflammation. The higher the inflammation, the more pain you're dealing with. So please, for those of you who are watching and you think, I can't relate to Cindy's story because she had them every day, you still can. You can still relate. I still relate to everyone in this group, and I had them every day and many people don't. So Cindy, you dealt with this for years and years. We should just say decades, right? You dealt with this for decades, had lost so much, tried so many things. You joined the Women's Migraine Freedom Group. You and I jumped on a call and you were really hesitant. What was going through your head when you and I talked?
well, I think the key thing was when you and I talked and you said, it's been a year. You know, it's hard to render me speechless. That's maybe hard to tell, but I mean, I'm like, what? And you're like, we talked about this last year, and you still haven't joined. And you said, where are you compared to last year? And
Mhm.
like, same place. That was tough. That was tough
Yeah,
to, and they were pushing for me to go back in the hospital, um, which is horrible. I mean, none of us want to be there
right.
ever. And they were like, "Whoa, we can do all these wonderful magical things," and I'm like, "No, thank you." So
Well, and
that's
the wonderful magical things are just a slight alteration of all the things that you've already done, right?
right. None of them lasted. I mean, I remember once I was in hospital for 8 days. I came home, I felt better like 48 hours, and then I was back to it, and I was like, I can't do this again. Like, really. I
Yeah.
mean, mentally, physically, financially, absolutely can't do it again. And I mean, these doctors are top doctors. It's not like I'm,
Mhm.
going by night Joe Schmo. So
Exactly. And you're the same as everyone else in this group that I talk to when they say,
right,
I've been to the top neurologist in my area. I've been to the pain clinic in my area. I've done the top studies, programs, boot camps, whatever you want to call them. There are different names in every area. You're all doing the top stuff, but it's the same stuff, right? Just a different package. So the
I've been to,
package doesn't change what it is.
yeah, City, Baltimore, and Philadelphia. I've been like all over the East Coast, and there's no magic bullet, I'm afraid. So
Yeah.
that's why I was and you were like, well, are you ready to try something else? And so you helped me the last, I guess, straw that broke the camel's back was I had to get over the money. That was,
Mhm.
and, when I look around at the other things that I spend money on, they're putting me first,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
That's not patient. That was yours. So I won't take credit.
Yeah, it's hard to put ourselves first though, right? It's really hard to say, I need this. I'm in pain. I need to do something different than what I've been doing in conventional medicine, and I need to focus on me.
Oh, yeah.
You had a big time struggle with that, big time.
Well, and my husband wouldn't get on the call, which my husband is extremely supportive. So that sounds like he's not, but
Mhm.
his point of view is really, you talk to her and then let me know what we need to do. So it was actually that he was being supportive. It was just coming across differently.
Mhm. Yeah. Do you think
Yeah.
if you'd been on the call, it would have been easier for you?
No, because he really just said, whatever we need to do to get you better. Like, he's just at that point.
Nice. Yeah. Well, he knew. He saw how much pain you were in. He knew how much pain you were in. So it was just you that had to overcome you.
Yeah, because when you've got kids in college and
Mhm.
a household and everything, no one wants to go into more debt. I think that's human nature.
100% agree. And we work very hard, with each woman that we talk to try to find the best out of the box solution to help with the finances, because we don't want to take the roof away, over someone's head. We don't want to take food off the table. But Cindy, where do you think you'd be right now had you not done the Freedom from Migraine method? Had you waited another year on top of the year you already waited?
Same place,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Clearly.
And how do you feel now in comparison to before you started working with us?
Oh, well, now I made great strides. I mean, my level of pain has gone down. I mean, there's
Mhm.
no, in terms of the severity, in,
Mhm.
um, and just of the length.
Mhm.
So marked improvement in both of those. I mean, I notice it from my worksheets, but I don't even, need my worksheets to tell me that. Like, it's just physically noticeable. My family notices it. I'm not a complete shut-in anymore. Like, I mean, I literally was a shut-in, you know.
Having a hard time leaving home because you were worried about the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
we've got so many people that popped on to see you today, Cindy. We've got Janine on and Mel and Jill, some names I haven't seen in a while, and Jenny and Jeannie and Helen and Cindy and Kat and Sarah and Patty. This was obviously a good day for everyone to pop on. So ladies, thank you for being here. If you have any questions for Cindy, please pop them in the chat. And while you're doing that, I want everyone that's watching to let me know how your story resonates with Cindy's. You're listening to someone else's migraine journey. How does that make you feel? And what comparisons are you seeing in your world? Because I hear a lot that, well, my migraine's different. I saw this great, this person told me that they got migraine free. They can do it. I can't. So let me know. I want to know right now so we can kind of help you get over that. Because Cindy, the people that you were in the group with in the Freedom from Migraine method, do you feel like you were the exact same as every woman in that group?
No, definitely not. I mean, I think the most important thing that we all used to remind each other was, don't compare to each other. And
Yeah.
that was like its enemy. And I had to do that every day. I'm like, don't compare yourself to other
Mhm.
people, because we are all different and we have to work our own program. What was nice about each other is the support and the kindness and, just not being alone. But nobody is the same in this, march forward, I call it, because I'm optimistic. So no one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, you've had migraines for a long time. You also have some other health conditions on top, so your migraine journey may take a little bit longer than someone else's, and that's okay. That is absolutely okay, as long as you continue to see that reduction in severity, duration, and frequency, which you're seeing, which is amazing. And then you can just keep using those tools. But yeah, I think it's important to remember that in the Freedom from Migraine method, whatever level of the program that you're working in, everyone has migraines, but everyone is different. And that's the beauty of it, is that each and every one of you, we help you figure out what your path is. Not what Google says your path is, not what an insurance company says your path is, because, right, that's what happens when we go to the conventional doctors. Okay, she's tried Imitrex. Okay, she's tried sumatriptan. Okay, she's tried nortriptyline. Okay, she's tried Topamax. They go down the line of what you're doing. So they're dictating what your path is. And the great thing about me not taking insurance is that there is no dictated path. The path is your path, which gets you to where you need to be. So it's something I don't think we talk about enough. I have people ask me, why don't I take insurance? And even if this was an area that insurance would be able to be used for, I wouldn't do it just because of that dictation. I would have to in turn turn around and offer you medications to cover up and manage your migraines when we're looking at getting to the root cause. So, all right. So I want to just go back a little bit, Cindy, just really quick before we finalize and sum up here, because I think we kind of skirted it over really quick. But I'm noticing in January, one of the biggest obstacles for women is that finance piece. So can you give some advice or give some words of wisdom to the women out there, kind of how you were able to overcome that and actually join the Freedom from Migraine method?
Sure, absolutely. And what we chose to do in my family was to use a credit card that had a low interest on it. That's what we had to do, because I personally don't know any American families sitting around with the fees, in their pocket. I don't.
Yep, me either.
So my thought was that over time, through, getting off medications, less doctor bills, that I would be able to recoup the money that way. And actually, good news, I just stopped taking one medication this week. Yay. And that is not covered by insurance. So there's one example right there.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And you found a great solution. What was it that kind of made you decide, okay, I'm going to do it? Instead of saying, I'm going to save up some money, I'm going to try to do this on my own because it's too expensive. What made you decide that the financial commitment was worth it for you?
Well, if you figure I've spent 4 years just desperate for a day of pain relief, and I couldn't do it anymore. When you told me it had been a year since we talked and nothing had changed, I was like, I can't do this another year.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I don't love the fact you were in pain. I love the fact that there was something in you that got that hope, that there was, because you had to have a little bit of hope to take a chance on me. So
I did. Yeah.
You
and Barbie, remember? So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you for the support to Cindy. Appreciate that. Brenda saying, I felt how Cindy felt. If I hadn't joined the program, I would still be searching, hoping, praying, and suffering. I have complete hope and faith that I will find migraine freedom. You are most welcome. Hey, Barbie. Barbie's here. Nicole is here as well. Roseanne is here. Everybody's still just popping on. That's great. So last chance, ladies, if you have any questions for myself or for Cindy, please pop them in. And if we happen to see them when this video is done, we will definitely make sure that we're keeping an eye on this video. I do want to ask Cindy one last question, but before I do that, excuse a little bit of housekeeping here so I don't forget. This week we have been talking about all things gut health. And I know that's something that we help Cindy with as well as many of the women in the Women's Migraine Freedom Group. So for those of you who think that there is something going on with your gut, please know that if you are noticing your gut, if you are thinking about your gut, if you're thinking about digestion, then there probably is something going on, because your gut should just be like breath, where you just do it automatically and you don't think about it. Your gut should be digesting and taking care of your body without you thinking about it. So if you know there's an issue, Please let Valentina know that you need some support in this area. She will send you our gut quiz. And if you are interested, next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, I will actually be doing a 15-minute live free training for one lucky person who would like to jump on with me, get some complimentary coaching, and get you started in the right direction to your gut health. So make sure you comment below so that you get all that information. Okay. Oh, and Nicole's saying this program the program fee is a drop in the bucket compared to all the money you've spent in 20 years. She says it's the best money she's spent on me. Yes, Nicole, that is amazing. Roseanne, you would love that. Well, let's pop on a call and see if we can get that for you. That's why we jump on a call and chat with women to make sure that this is something we can help you with. So I'm sure Valentina will be reaching out to get you set up with that. Okay, Cindy. So we're at the point where we almost have 4,000 women in this group, 4,000 women who are suffering with migraines. What is the main thing that you want to tell them?
Most important thing is to just stay strong in yourself. Do not compare yourself to others, because I keep on my wall the contract and I read it every day, because this is not easy, even though it's not easy. And that's the important thing. You are not going to be perfect. No one is perfect.
Nope.
So if you slip a little bit, that's normal. Don't get upset with yourself, because all that's going to do is cause you to slip a little more. And then you face worries about giving up. You just have to do your very, very best. And if you slip a little bit, get right back on track, because that's the only way to do it. If you go in, I'm a type A person that's a perfectionist. And if I went into this with that attitude, I would not have been as successful.
Absolutely. Yeah, there is no such thing as perfection. We all strive just to be a little bit better than we were the day before. That's all we need to do. Just need to moving forward, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what I love that you had taught me about the 20-minute rule? Like, if you really want to do something like cheat or whatever, wait 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That has helped me. I was in the grocery store the other day driving around my cart with something in it.
And you're like, 20 minutes? I got to wait 20 minutes.
Put it back. I don't know how I put it back, but I put it back.
I love it. I love it. And what Cindy was talking about, she mentioned a contract that she is hanging on our wall. So for all of our private clients, we have a little agreement that they read through and they sign when they first start. And the agreement, to sum it up for all of you, is basically saying migraine freedom does not come in a pill or quick fix. It is a process. It is something that we work at. And it is one of the best gifts you could ever give yourself and your family, to actually take that time to put that effort in, and we will be there 100% of the way to help you do it. So you're not doing it alone. As Cindy has mentioned quite a few times, it's hard to do things like that alone. So even when I'm not working with Cindy right now, when she's in the grocery store, I was still there with you from what you remember. I was still there with you, which is what we try to do, right? We want to teach you to be able to do it on your own.
I did it, but you were there.
I love it. I absolutely, yeah, you guys do the work. I'm just there for support, but we want to make sure that we support each and every one of you in this group that is looking for support. So if you are looking to finally end your migraines, if you are looking to find that way to actually start moving forward, whether you have one migraine or 30 a month, it does not matter. Whether you have pain on the side of your head, your whole head, whether you're dizzy, whether you have autoimmunity, whether you don't, whether you have whatever else is going on with you, it doesn't matter. Fibromyalgia, whatever your doctors told you have going on, Lyme disease, I don't know, no gallbladder, whatever the case may be, just let us know below if you're ready so that we can figure out how you can take those next steps to find your migraine freedom. All right, Cindy, thank you so much for being here today. I greatly appreciate your time and you sharing your story. They do this on their own, ladies. So it's very kind of you to be here, Cindy. Thank you so much.
Of course. No, thank you for everything. And Barbie, thank you. I know you're on there somewhere. Thank you guys for everything. I'll just keep working it a day at a time,
I love it. I love it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Next week, we will see you on the same day and time. Amy will be joining us next week to share her story on her migraine freedom. So make sure you join us at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Women's Migraine Freedom Group. And here's to everybody's migraine-free day. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.